maybe I'll try to go through a few of the philosophical favorite topics tonight. I think I've done a long and good one on the question of information, and I briefly touched upon my general attitude to life these days, which is really just a love of reality as it is, simply because it is. And it's totally spectacular. What other themes do I like to explore? So maybe I should kind of go through the usual suspects, because even though I haven't really made all that many of these videos, I have done lots of experiments with audio and stored various files on Evernote. And I've done experiments with walking in nature and different places, and doing things, sometimes being more still, and kind of having conversations while walking around. Mostly I've been walking around. Actually sitting still like I'm doing now, it's not so common to me, so excuse if I don't seem so trained at this skill. Something that I briefly touched upon in the segment about information is that I see information as being an ingredient in action now, in practical daily life. So in one sense, I don't see any separation between theory and practice. The way I see it, theory is a way for us to practice, and it's a way for us to interpret practice. So theory is like a tool of the mind, but reality is always infinitely richer than a theory, while theory is like a maneuvering vehicle, or a spectrum of different maneuvering vehicles which we use to hopefully help us in our daily existence. Although it can be said that maybe if we misuse it, we're just making our life a lot more complicated for no real good reason. And I think that can safely be said about the human relationship with language and explanations and informations of any kind, that it can lead us into great overcomplication. So that there is something to be said for just action and not talking too much about stuff, but doing it. And at the same time, we're talking anyway, so I mean, why not take the talk to a new level also? And in a way, that's what I've been trying to do, and trying to look at whether there is a way for language to find its proper place and to bridge back to the situation and to the action that language is participating within. And in this sense, you can say that all of the verbal experiments that I'm doing on these videos is a part of this kind of investigation into the nature of language and into the possibilities of language. And because I then see these words as action within the larger action, therefore I want these words to be as useful as possible. So what I've been doing is then that I I've been looking at different themes of general interest and try to consider them in light of the possibility space. So to have a kind of creative investigation into the subject matters. And hopefully use this process to actually deepen my insight. So this could all be said as a part of the possibility space of language. At the same time, I also want to have fun in these videos and be able to play around and really say some stupid stuff. And maybe I haven't done enough of that today. But a good mixture where you have a little bit of different ingredients and where I'm just trying out different stuff and trying different ways of talking and different ways of approaching the subject, and then hopefully now and then I just come across something that's really fascinating, and when I then notice those moments, and those are the moments when I can go deeper into that end of the pool and see what's gonna be